Hello, everyone. It's me, Professor Blindie, and welcome to another video on my channel where we meet in the classroom before, after, and during. Okay, so y'all, this is an update video on my college journey, and I'm going to tell you guys how I successfully passed statistics, an online dance course, anatomy and physiology 2. Not 2, 1. I'm about to take anatomy and physiology 2 this semester. I actually start class tomorrow. And yeah, so this is the update video. First, I would like to say happy 2025. Everybody that supported and rocks with us all 2024. Thank you so much. And yeah, I want this to be a one-take Jake, so let's go. All right, so yeah, I think I concluded, and I did tell you guys how my first semester back in school went. I took biology and I took speech, and I'm pretty sure I did an updated video on that, but if I didn't, let me know. But this is going to be over my courses that I took over the over the summer and over the fall. So during the summer semester, I took dance, I took government, and I took statistics. And what I have to say, how you, as a blind student with no usable vision, how I was able to successfully pass an online dance course was I got my course accommodated through my accessibility department, and all of the work that required watching videos and analyzing different dances and things of that nature, I was able to communicate with my teacher, and we were able to figure out a plan. So I wrote essays, comparative essays, analysis essays, just autobiographies. I just wrote essays to substitute for watching the dance videos, and I would compare different types of dance styles. So that's what I did, and that's how I was able to successfully pass my dance class. So if you are needing to take an art and you want to take dance, just suggest that accommodation. Like, hey, instead of me trying to, find somebody to help me analyze these videos, is it possible for me to write comparative essays over different dance styles that we are still studying? And that's how I was able to do that. And then my government class was just government, honestly. There's really no tips, tricks, or anything about it. It's just reading the articles and doing the discussion boards and stuff like that. So it really wasn't too hard. That one is more literature based. I would say if it was in class, it would be lecture heavy because, yeah, there's not much, that goes into it. So, boom, that was that. Now, statistics. Let me tell y'all, that class was crazy, and I finished it in 4 weeks. It was insane. So, my statistics and how I was able to successfully pass statistics is that when I was in high school, I took an advanced math class, and that honestly helped me. And I had already taken my college math class. Some stuff, once you learn it, you don't forget it. But a lot of statistics is like standard deviation, analyzing graphs, charts, and all of that good stuff. So I would say first, try to find a tutor, or if you have a scribe that goes to class with you, ask if you can have that person be kind of semi-aware of, what's to be expected in a statistics class. That'll be my first thing. Then have open communication with your professor, because my professor will be like, oh, well, we're looking at this, and then you go over here and do this, and then that's how you get that. And I'm like, sir, you're going to have to come back and explain this. You're going to really have to advocate for yourself. So I would say just get prepared to do that. Also, one thing that really helped me was with my statistics class, we had homework, and then the homework pretty much was identical to the exam. So it will be different questions, but they will all be set up the same. So what I would do is, if I was struggling with a question on the homework assignment, I would take a picture of it with Be My AI, through Be My Eyes, and I would ask the AI, like, how do I solve this? Can you break this question down? And it will go through and it literally tells you step by step how you're supposed to get all of the answers. Another thing is that you're going to be dealing with a lot of numbers. So I feel like when me and my scribe and the tutor that I used, I was able to tell them the formula. So that's another key thing, is kind of knowing what your formula is and how you are supposed to solve the question, and then walking them through putting all of those numbers into the calculator or putting all of those numbers into the formula. Because honestly, I was trying to do math in my head and I did it for like 2 weeks, but me and math don't be mathing. Okay, so I would say, yeah, just having somebody on your side that can put all of those numbers and organize the numbers for you. So if you're looking for, the median, and you have to put the numbers from least to greatest, and you're dealing with a set of 15 numbers, I don't expect you to be able to memorize the order of all 15 numbers, because sometimes the numbers get really big. So I would say just, make sure you have someone there. And it kind of makes you feel very dependent, but honestly, it's just the easier route. You can organize it yourself, and you can really use Excel. Excel is the independent way to go about it. But I wasn't able to take my laptop on campus because it was just being a little wonky at the time. So if you want to do it independently, I would say use Excel. But if you're going to write it down and have someone hand work it out for you or work it out with you, then yeah, I would say just make sure that you are very clear on the instructions and what steps they are supposed to take. So that's statistics, and that concluded my summer classes, and I had made A's in all of my summer classes. So that was great. Now we're moving on into the fall semester. I did Anatomy and Physiology 1. I took Ethics, and I took another class, Sociology. Yeah, I took Sociology. So really, I want to focus on Anatomy and Physiology 1 because I asked a lot of questions as a blind student, like how can I go in and know this work? And to be quite frank and honest, you're just going to have to study a lot harder. The material is not set up for you to just succeed like everybody else, like looking at it, memorizing what the pictures and stuff. No, you're just going to have to study a little harder because you're going to have to know different aspects of things. You're going to have to know more than probably what's required on your test. So when I would say you go through the different types of tissues, right? That wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. But because it becomes a thing of repetition and memorizing. So however you memorize best, that would be really great. We used Pearson in my class. And Pearson is just not accessible with Master and AP. It's just not accessible whatsoever. They say they have an accessible form, but we weren't able to actually go through and use it. So I would just say that Pearson was not accessible. We did end up using a Visible Body. Invisible Body is more accessible, but it's still a learning curve. I still haven't got 100% around the curve. I still have to use a lot of assistance, but they do have a screen reader. And I feel like if you're a low vision student, that you might be able to be more successful with Visible Body, because I use JAWS only, and you have to use JAWS to navigate to their screen reader, but then you have two screen readers talking at once, and you can mute JAWS, but sometimes their screen reader doesn't read everything. It's still a little tricky. So that's what I would say about Visible Body. But yeah, when it comes to learning the bones, you want to know the origin and all of that stuff. You need to know. For me, it took my classmates. Actually, we went around pointing to it. We had got the skeleton and everything. I tried to do the bone dance from Hannah Montana, but I couldn't find the full song. It wasn't telling me all 300 plus bones or 200 plus bones. I don't care how many bones it is in the body. But I had to do what worked best for me and my memorization. And so I looked at crash course videos. I looked at different articles like the Amoeba Sisters crash course. Just looking on those are two of my favorites right now. And then they have like Lumen Learning. I like those. It's another website that I use too, but they're all pretty great. And just having people go around like physically touch like here, this is this, this is this, this is this. And like, okay, boom, now I know. Because when I took my exam, my teacher is the one who administers my exam. And we take it one-on-one. And she's like pointing like this bone, cranial bones, facial bones. You have to know all of that stuff. So, and then making associations like the sphenoid bone looks like a mask, kind of like a bat. And it goes like this from one side of your face to another side. And you would think it's two bones, but it's one. And so, yeah, just doing different things like that to help you remember. For the muscles, knowing the insertion point, what nerves innervates it, and all of that stuff. Like, you have to just study a little bit more because, like, for me, when my teacher administered my exam, she was like, what is this muscle right here? And it's like 6 muscles that go from your from your forearm all the way down to your hand. And it's like, which one is it? But if you know the insertion point and all of those things, then you're able to kind of differentiate and pick the best answer off of that. So I would say just study a little harder and don't wait till the last minute. Please don't get frustrated, because I started to get frustrated and I kind of like threw my hands up, rolled over, did a cartwheel, sat down in a ditch for a second and got back up and went back to studying. But you don't have to crash out like me. But I hope that some of those tips helped you. I don't really feel like I gave too much of useful advice, but I was just telling you guys and giving you guys an update on my experience with anatomy and physiology, statistics, and an online dance course for sure. My other classmates. Do I miss Christmas? But my other classes were just about a lot of reading and writing discussion boards and essays. So that's neither here nor there. But if you would like to know more about that, then don't be afraid to drop it down in the comments. This is Professor Blindie. Like I said, I am preparing for anatomy and physiology 2. I start tomorrow. I already started my other classes. I'm taking 2 psychology classes, lifespan and development, and also general psychology. I'm really excited. I did graduate with my associates last semester. Whoop, 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 whoop. I am taking these courses now to finish my prerequisites for the occupational therapy assistant program, and I really hope to get in. I'm studying for my TEAS exam as well. I just got a lot going on. So stay tuned, stay with me. If you want more information, if I can go in greater detail, you can always reach out to me. My email is info@professorblindie.com. That is info@professorblindie.com. That's professorblindie.com. That is the best way to reach me. I am so excited. And if you are a blind, visually impaired person, or anyone who is going to college after, the typical time span, like a non-traditional student going back to college in your 20s or something like that, don't be afraid. Take the leap. You got this. You can do it, okay? And yes, let's be successful and prosperous all 2025. Professor Blindie out. Toodles.